Yeah, this is the copper bracket. So the way this works, we have a gold bracket, which is the bracket everyone starts in. We have 64 runners in that bracket, and after each round, the people who get knocked out of the gold bracket get sorted into new brackets of everyone who lost on that same round. So in the first round of the lower bracket of gold bracket, people who lose there go into the copper bracket, so they can get matched up against people of similar skill levels. So here we have Kiara versus taikalanne. Our game one, we have chosen item draft. For item draft, we each runner gets to pick a starting item that both of the runners will start with. So in this case, Kiara picked high jump and taikalanne picked bombs. So otherwise, everything about the seed is normal. You just have 2 extra items at the start. Hang on. I'm confused. How did that happen? Looking at the tracker, I clicked the objectives earlier. The tracker clearly says Kraid, but I guess the thing thought it was Kraid Pirates. That was weird. Anyways. Alright, so pretty straightforward start so far. Again, we don't have morph yet, even though we do have bombs. So that's going to be the first, like, most important thing our runner's going to be looking for. Got a lot of options, starting near wreck ship shaft with a lot of doors to check. So it's just going to be how quickly can you move through these rooms and check all the doors to find your first item. There is a save here in wreck ship, which can come in very handy because you can just check one direction. If there's nothing over there, then you can just check a next one. Lava farm tunnel. I believe it is logical to get through left to right, even right to left on no tanks, because you can farm as soon as you get to that group of bugs there. So Kiara going through quite a few rooms past this lava farm tunnel. Oh boy, lots of heat all the way down, and it's Taffy rooms. I don't think this would be in logic. Just because of the health. It might be. No, it might be in logic. Because you can get through all of those heated rooms on no tanks. And then there's a cross room jump you can do in Happy Climb room to get up to that, at least that middle door. It's sketchy because you don't get so many tries at it because you can't just reload the room. Ooh, taikalanne did find morph. I didn't see where. But that gives him wave beam. Yeah, so morph is huge because that gives you bombs. I'm not seeing. Okay, so bottom of that criteria crab and key hunter room is where that morph ball was. So unfortunately, Kiara is going to be a bit behind until she can find that particular check. Oh, she's continuing to go through this heat. And unfortunately, that next door is going to be nothing. Yeah, hopefully she doesn't keep going down this path because we know that's not the way forward, unfortunately. She might be able to do a few things, but without that morph ball, she's going to be blocked by a lot of stuff. Meanwhile, taikalanne finding Bubble Mountain. There will be an item here. We'll see what that is. It's Spring Ball. Okay. So that, to me, says our runners are going to be looking for water movement. Some water rooms. Kiara has already located Everest. So with Spring Ball, you could get to the top left door and the bottom right door. I believe. Yes. Yeah. And you can get to the crab tunnel on the left as well. So all but 2 of the doors in Everest will be accessible with that. Taikalanne has not found Everest yet, so he won't know that could be the way forward. But he's got plenty of other options here to check before even doing that. Okay, he's gonna get the map. Everest, I believe, was in Meridia. So this isn't gonna tell him that. Ridley is here in Criteria. And there's a major and precious room, but that is... No, I think that's in logic with Spring Ball to get up precious room with high jump and spring. Okay, Kiara coming down to her own morph ball. Ooh, this health is scary. Ah, didn't quite get it, but she knows where it is now. So she can go back and get that pretty quickly here. All right, Taikalanne coming back to Bubble Mountain. Gonna grab maybe this tank. Yeah, there's a maze here you have to use bombs through. Much faster if you have power bombs and just break through the floor on the left there, but for this tank, it's absolutely worth going for this. Because in the early game, you want all the health you can get. Ooh, Kiara! Ooh. Okay, she's fine. She's fine. Key hunters only do 20 damage. At least those do. So she's probably going to go save immediately here. But being on 9 health is kind of scary. I think that is a farm room in that right door over there. So she should be able to do that at least to stop the beeping. It looks like Taikalanne is going for Precious Room. He's going to do a cross-room jump. This cross-room jump is not in logic, but it is very doable when you have high jump. You have to do some turnarounds to slip past the platforms that would otherwise bonk your head. Samus would bonk her head on. So good movement for Taikalanne. Unfortunately, it is just Speed Booster. Not Speed Booster, Spazer Beam. Spazer is great for damage. Unfortunately, doesn't give a lot of progression checks. So that doesn't really give him any info on where to go next. I'm very strongly expecting it to be Everest. That's the next option. Yeah, Taikalanne doing this left side wall jump. Very nicely done. With high jump, that's pretty doable. It's not free, but it's pretty doable as compared to the one without high jump, which is very, very difficult. Okay, Kiara going for this criteria map herself. And again, Everest was in Meridia, so I mean, it looks like Taikalanne's probably going that way anyway, but he doesn't know exactly what's over there just yet. We also have Bryn access, but it's power bomb locked. I don't see... There is one X in Screw Attack Room. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be in logic, because you would have to bomb jump back up, and that's a lot of heat damage to be taking. But it is possible to get that. Thank you, Gorehug. Taikalanne? Taikalanne? Am I saying it right? I was wondering about that, but like I didn't really have any reference to come up with a better guess of how to pronounce it. Closer now. Okay. Maybe I'll figure it out as I say it more often. Okay, so we are in Halfy Climb. Kiara has already located this. With this health, the crossroom jump is much less scary to go for. Got a jump that might still bonk the ceiling. Oh no, he got it. Very nicely done. All the way to the top. Yeah, the middle left door was super locked, so he couldn't get in there. But Taikalanne now getting the map for Meridia. Pit room is there, so we can get that item with high jump to get across the right side of Happy. Everest leads down into Mama Turtle, which is another major with bombs that is in logic. So taikalanne getting a couple majors here. Kiara with her spring ball and wave and criteria map information. So she shouldn't be too far behind here. She knows to go back to Meridia with that spring ball. Sorry, now she has spring ball. She went for map first. That makes sense. Okay, taikalanne getting this pit room major. It is grapple beam. That is another way to do Mama Turtle. Infinite bomb jumping was already an option, but grapple beam makes that just a little bit easier. Kiara spring ball jumping up Precious Room. Nicely done. So getting her own Spazer beam. Not happy about it. It's always funny to see different people's reactions to Spazer. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people are just disappointed. Okay, taikalanne making his way back through Happy Room. Spring ball making this these snails a little easier to get around. Especially because you get to keep your momentum if you bounce off the ground while holding jump. Okay, Kiara exploring wrecked ship now. Neither runner has any form of projectile ammunition or power bombs. Kiara finding a speed lock at Croc Speedway. Got one more door to check here. Okay. Got some basement and Norfair. That is surprising. Unfortunately, still no missiles. All right, so it looks like taikalanne is going for this Mama Turtle major over here. Kiara finding Shack Tool and deciding to go other doors first because Shack Tool is slow. Unfortunately, there are no other paths. Croc Escape there has power bombs. Unfortunately, Kiara does have a way to get it, but with the health she has, it's pretty sketchy. Okay, it looks like she's just opting to go back. Which is probably a good thing, because we know there are two majors here in Meridia. We'll see what the second one is here in a little bit. X-ray. Okay, this is interesting. So the only valuable thing that we've seen so far in Meridia has been grapple beam. There's been a tank here. I don't... Ooh, that's a rough hit. Don't... Okay. Oh, it's scaring me, taikalanne. That is 200 damage per hit from Mama Turtle without suits. So he would have been dead on the next hit. All right, Kiara scanning the criteria map, looking for where to go next. Unfortunately, I think Meridia is going to be the only option. Oh, right. She couldn't even do Shack Tool because she doesn't have power bombs. She could have let the snail clear the sand, but she couldn't break through the wall at the end. Yeah, Meridia is the only path forward here. Grapple Beam lets you get... I don't know what Grapple Beam gives you, because we still don't have any missiles. Could it be... I think Okay, I saw screw attack room has an X. It might actually loop around, so you don't have to bomb jump back up. It could also be something crazy like it wanting you to infinite, like collect a bunch of health to infinite bomb jump up from screw attack room. Okay, high five from our runners here. Taikalanne coming back from Meridia to see what he can do in Criteria. We are going to go to Meridia and find eventually her grapple beam and X-ray visor, X-ray scope, sorry. Nice, first try cross room jump from Kiara. Okay, so looking at this map, yeah, so you can go down screw attack room, get to party room, and then it loops back around. I didn't quite follow the full path, but it looks to me like it will connect. So I don't think, I think the seed is not expecting you to bomb jump up screw attack room. I think you can actually just loop around. Unless, wait, no, was jail the loop around? Ooh, that could be a problem. But like, from what we've seen, this looks like our only path. So I don't think we have a lot of options here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, it loops through jail. That's crazy. So I think this is the logic. It's expecting you to get 3 tanks and then infinite bomb jump up through screw attack room. This is crazy. There's a farm right there, I think, if I'm reading that room correctly. Okay, Taika is back in Bubble Mountain. Oh, he's checking wreck ship now. Unfortunately, he's gonna find the same thing Kiara did, where there's no way to progress in this direction. But I believe 3 tanks is enough to bomb jump up screw attack room without I think it gives you a little leeway still. I think it's possible on 2 tanks with single bomb jumps. Single infinite bomb jumps, as it were. But it's definitely a scary thing to go for. Yep, Taika about to get the bad news that this door is also locked by projectiles. Yeah, this is just a really rough early game because the thing that is progression is not the thing you would ever expect it to be. So both of our runners, like, regardless of route, they're just gonna have to check all the doors before being forced back to that one location. So it's I don't think we can really say anyone is in the lead right now because they both just have to cover all the same areas. I think Kiara getting more later than Taikalanne is putting her a little bit behind, but they still have to just check all the same places. Yeah, I think that screw attack room is the only option here. Oh, and that's also baby skip room, so you just have to bomb jump back up. Like, even if you try to loop back around or, like, go forward, you're gonna have no health coming back. It does look like no. I was gonna say there might have been one more tank to grab, but no, I think 3 is all you get here. Alright, Kiara with her X-ray scope and 3 tanks. We'll see if she can figure out the screw attack room logic a little bit quicker. Again, she's already been direct shipped, so she knows that's ruled out. Okay, so Taika is heading back here. It's the save at full health, so that'll make this a little bit easier. I believe Taika did, yeah, Taika did peek this item, so he knows. I think it's supers is what it was. Wait, can you spring ball? Ooh, no. No, you can't spring ball from the bottom. You can spring ball off the wall. I don't think that would be logical. But that would save you a significant amount of health if you can do a wall jump spring ball. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is not looking good. I think, yeah. Dang. This is tough. Hang on, I want to look up the logic page for this. I want to know. I'm not going to be able to tell heat frames on this, but I could see if the wall jump spring ball is logical. I think it's not. Screw tech room is down here. Logic we need to get. What about... we'll just go anything to 3. Nine spark. I need to filter by hard difficulty. I could trying another path through Gauntlet here. Is this something else? I think we saw the item here before. Maybe? I'm probably getting mixed up. Or is this the loop around? No, because he doesn't have the screw attack room item. I mean, Kiara also here. There's a speedy jump from the doorway, but we don't have speed. Doorway spring ball jump, that's what it is. So you can open the door, stand in the door frame, and then get a spring ball jump that way. So that seems to be the logic, unless it's... Okay, we got missiles here. I didn't see... I didn't see what the path was to get here. I'm assuming it's in logic, because both runners are here. But yeah, I think the logical progression here was that doorway spring ball jump. Yeah. Yeah, because that infinite bomb jump didn't look like it had enough leeway on the heat to be logical, but the doorway spring ball jump certainly would have been. Ooh, that's a lot of acid damage. Okay, so we're down at the bottom of... Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So these are logical missiles. Okay, so both runners could have had these missiles a little while ago, but you know, when you see a missile pack that's far away, it's very unusual to go for that because normally you just have all the missiles you could ever want in these seeds because they just start showing up so early. So I'm actually not sure, like, order of operations wise. I'm not sure if I'm not sure what step the spring ball jump in screw attack room would have come up. But being that is accessible super missiles, I would expect that's probably the logic to actually have those. But I don't remember any super missile doors that couldn't be opened with also missiles. Okay, so Kiara checking the top door of Everest. Taikalanne helpfully looking at his map to show us what's up there. There is a tank and a major that should be accessible. Unfortunately, we won't get the tank in Morph Ball room without power bombs. Looks like Kiara might be concerned about her health, or oh, okay, she's going for this missile first. That's smart, I think. Sitting on 5 missiles is very sketchy. Okay, Taika going back for this farm here. Okay, E-tank for Kiara, very convenient. We'll see what this major is. Plasma beam. Okay, so Plasma Beam still doesn't do much for us. We have these missiles which let us open some missile doors, but not a whole lot else. Taika... Oh! Okay, so Taika remembered there was a missile door in Norfair, which loops around to power bombs. He has grapple beam, so he can do this room quickly enough. But he needs... Ooh, he's got to get back because he doesn't have super missiles. Yeah, he's stuck here. If he finds super missiles down here, that could bail him out, so he can make it back to the rest of the game, but this is very out of logic. He does have a couple options still. He can go to the right here with these bombs. He can also use power bombs to go down below. But this doesn't seem like it's going to loop back. Metroid room here. We'll see what his movement is like. He's going to have to take an acid dip. Oh, or that. Yeah, he might not have been thinking about the super missile lock. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the map looks like here. Oh, is Kiara gonna do the same thing? Yep. Yeah, this is looking really unfortunate here. Because I mean, until today, I didn't know that door jump, spring ball jump was logical to get out of screw attack room, but unfortunately, it's feeling like that is just the only way forward. Because these power bombs are accessible, but it's a one-way trip to get there. So unless there's some out of logic way to get super missiles down in this area, our runner's gonna have a good bit of trouble here. Both runners picking up power bombs. Ooh, Taika falling in the lava, but he should be fine here. Kiara going down first instead of right. We saw a Metroid room to the right. We don't know what's over here yet. West Ocean, okay. If this loops around somehow to Shack Tool, that would be another way back. Alright, Kiara checking sky missiles here. See what we get. Missiles. More missiles there. So yeah, both runners are out of logic here because we went down a one-way to get power bombs, which let us get here. But if they can find some super missiles, or if this loops around a Shack Tool, they could still be fine. We have Green Brain Reserve. And super missiles, okay. Except we have to get back up Crab Hole if we want to go this way. You can do this with a double spring ball jump. You can do it with a cross room jump. No, I don't think they have runway for a cross room jump. But the double spring ball jump and the cross room jump, both of those would be out of logic. So it is possible to get back here, but I don't know if these runners have much practice with the double spring ball jumps because those are pretty tough and pretty niche. Okay, super missiles for Kiara again. Taikalanne debating spring ball room here. This is, you can get back with high jump and spring. You can get out. So this item is accessible. Oh boy. Ooh boy. So yeah, the way back is double spring ball jump. Do our runners know how to double spring ball jump? Yep, Kiara also pausing and contemplating, like, can I get back from this? Because this is one of those that this room doesn't come up very often, and there are a lot of ways to get stuck down here. So you need a few like specific combinations of equipment to make sure you can get back out after grabbing the item. In this case, they can, but it's always good to just pause and think, like, wait, can I do this? Both runners get out without any trouble. Now the big question. Both bottom doors are dead ends. So, okay, Kiara's trying it. No, okay. So she now knows a single spring ball jump is not enough. Has she practiced doubles? Okay. She's going for it. She didn't quite get the timing on that first one, but again, these are very tricky, very precise. You have to pause and then spring ball jump before the pause fades out. So you have time to double pause again to... Yeah, it's a lot. Actually, no, I think she got the first the spring ball jump. Okay. I don't think that's gonna work. Nope. Yeah. Taikalanne trying some other options here. Unfortunately, this is not gonna work. Because even if you could get... Oh, I see what he's doing. He's trying to flat lead spring ball jump. That could work, actually. I don't know. Never considered that. That looks very tricky, though. Both options here are not great for our runners. And again, both of these options are very out of logic for hard difficulty. So they're not expected to do this by any stretch. But at the same time, they've invested so much time into this, it would really suck to have to try and go back. Yeah, taikalanne reverting out, but he's not gonna have another option here. Unless he goes back for screw attack room. But again, that's a bit of logic our runners don't seem to know either. That you can go back to screw attack room and spring ball jump from the door frame. Oh, taikalanne checking other doors. Lava dive is not an option. He does also know about that Metroid room earlier. We never saw the other side of it. So he might be checking over there to see. Yeah, that's exactly where he's going. So there are 4 Metroids in this room. The first one is easy enough to dodge. Second one, not too bad. Then you have to run and jump to this platform in the middle where there's a Metroid waiting for you. That one's tough. And then you have to dip in the acid, jump across here, dodge that last one as you're making that last jump. Makes it through, and he's rewarded with Aqueduct. And a super missile door. Cool. He can snail climb both to the top left door and the right door. You can also check sand pits, but the sand pits are one way, so that's not usually the first option you want to go for. Okay, so he is snail climbing here. It is in logic to snail climb currently, but the logical version looks a little bit different. You actually... Oh! No, Kiara averted. That's unfortunate. So both runners unable to get the double spring ball jump in crab hole. taikalanne unfortunately finding another super missile block. There's a green gate through this fast ripper room, so he won't be able to clear that. Yeah, both runners here unfortunately getting heavily knowledge checked by the super missile and screw attack room. Which is, yeah, very understandable. It's a bit of logic I've never really seen come up before. It's like, I've done different ways of getting out, and I always just assumed they were out of logic. Yeah, with spring ball and high jump, you can stand in the door frame of screw attack room and spring ball jump out. But because our runners don't know that, they're off doing a bunch of stuff out of logic, trying to figure out where to go. taikalanne finding Croc Speedway and Mother Brain is gonna be an interesting detour. Okay, Kiara reverting back to criteria, which is the correct choice. Because again, those super missiles there are in logic. But will she figure it out? Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's not a spring wall jump. That's what puts it in logic. Because spring wall jumps are not in hard logic. It's a door frame jump, which is not something you normally think of. Where you open the door and stand in the door frame. But yeah, it's still tough under the pressure of the heated room. Okay, taikalanne did get the map, so that's helpful at least. Oh wait, I'm confused now. Yeah, no, he's still in wreck ship here. Okay, Kiara finding out this is super missiles. So what's she gonna do with this information? Yep, she's not happy. She might try the bomb jump here, just like taikalanne did. Again, this is a very obscure piece of logic. I've never seen it come up in a race before, so it's not surprising to see both of our runners getting stumped here. Hey, taikalanne farming up here, going back through Gauntlet. And I haven't gotten a good look at the wreck ship map, but I'm not sure he's gonna have a path back. Kiara still exploring around in criteria. Oh, she got her super missiles. I didn't see how. She did the spring wall. Okay, nice. Yeah, so she did the harder version. Again, I didn't even know that the door frame thing was an option. So good on Kiara for spotting that option. So now she's going to go back down for her power bombs. Yeah, this is a really tough spot. Like, you either have to be able to double spring ball jump in crab hole to get out with the super missiles from down there, or you have to figure out that you can use a spring ball jump to get out of screw attack room. Yep, and now that Kiara has super missiles, getting out of Croc Escape is going to be trivial. Just shoot the green gate and walk through the door. Okay, so Kiara has finally broken through with both super missiles and power bombs. She can access much more of the seed now. More super missiles in Ridley E-Tank room. Okay, Kiara heading back to Criteria with her power bombs and super missiles. We'll see where she decides to go with that. Taikalanne again going through the Metroid room. Oh, looks like he's checking sand pits now. Both sand pits here are doable with the equipment we have. I think one of them is not quite logical because it's a maximum height spring ball jump, which is not in hard logic. Okay, we got butterfly room on one sand pit. If this is a sand hall to the left, then there's just no items here, unfortunately. We got Big Pink. That's huge. So the thing about sand pits, I'm just now thinking about, if this has to loop somehow, right? Back to Aqueduct. I mean, it has to, but like, if it's a super missile door, for instance, they won't be able to get back. Trying to think of what else could really block their way. Maybe a speed lock. We'll see. We'll see how this works out. Because we have seen super missiles in the area, so we know it's like it's possible for super missiles to spawn in this section. Yeah, Kiara's still not sure where to go. There's a major through a lot of heat, so that's not going to be it. Main hall elevator, also not fun, but that looks like it could loop. But that's still a super missile block. No, that can't be it. It can't be the only way back. That would require a green gate glitch. Okay, so Kiara going back up to the top of Everest. I believe this is where we found our plasma beam. And now with power bombs, right, Kiara can go through, get this extra tank. Yeah. She might be thinking this is the logic. Just get a whole bunch of health and then use it to do that heated run to get that major off in East Meridia, which is very, very brutal. Yeah, because that's Wasteland. There is a farm. Yeah, I believe... Yeah, this might be the logic, because I think 6 tanks would actually put that in logic. Because it's just one room after a farm room. And she has plasma, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because she can kill the hoppers with plasma. Or hitbox through them even. Yep, so it looks like she's going down to that farm room, gonna grab those 2 extra tanks, then try to go up Wasteland. Yeah, dude, this is a rough seed. Like, it starts with a pretty terrible knowledge check of knowing you can door jump spring ball, door frame spring ball jump out of screw attack room. And then on top of that, you have to collect even more health to go do a heated run through Wasteland to get to a major, which may or may not be Varia. Varia would be the friendliest thing they could find. That makes the way back much easier. Yep, a couple more tanks over here. And taikalanne finding another super missile door. Found X-ray hall, which loops back to Big Pink. Yeah. This is very unfortunate. Because, like, it's not just, hey, you're blocked by super missiles, you can't go this way. It's, here, you're blocked by super missiles, but let me give you 5 other paths that will waste an hour of your time, and you will still be stuck without super missiles. Okay, Kiara going through Wasteland now. She's doing good. She should be totally fine here. Yep, she makes it out with 2 tanks to spare. Alright, so then we got a Cack Alley, cross room jump, or high jump spring ball will also work here. Nicely done. Quick and easy. taikalanne getting more missiles. Yeah, you can just feel the frustration building, especially because he's seen the super missile pack. He knows there was a super missile pack back in Criteria. He just doesn't know he could have kept it. Oh, Kiara falling back down. I didn't see how that happened. He's trying this crossroom jump again. Nice. Oh, she turned off high jump. That does make that jump a bit easier sometimes. Okay. We've got red fish room. We are gonna find a major at the end of this, so we'll see what it ends up being. Speed booster. Did we see? I think we saw Decora room at some point. Like the bottom of Decora room, so that's a speed lock that could be used for. But I think Kiara really wanted to see Varia there. She was shaking her head a bit, which meant she didn't quite like what she saw. Okay, taikalanne bomb jumping and find super missiles all the way down at Croc Escape. So this is getting very interesting now. taikalanne is very far out of logic, but he does finally have the super missiles, which I think puts everything in logic now. Like, if he had gotten the super missiles at Screw Attack Room, I think everything he's done now could have been done with those super missiles. I think. I might be wrong about that. He's been all over everywhere. He's been everywhere, man. Okay, so what does taikalanne do with these super missiles? It's getting very, very interesting. Meanwhile, Kiara with speed booster might be dead here. Yeah, that's... Oh, that... Okay, there was a save. There was a save. So she saved after speed. This is fine. She wanted to check that item to the left of Wasteland. Didn't quite make it there. But she can try again. It's no big deal. Alright, and with high jump spring ball, taikalanne can definitely get up Main Street here. He's trying to start with a cross-room jump, maybe farm a little bit too. Because you can cross-room jump. There's a variety of ways to do this, but it looks like he's just gonna give up. And or maybe he's just farming. I think he's just farming. That makes sense. He's quite low on health at the moment, or was quite low. Oh, okay, so the item in Wasteland was an X. So Kiara just opting to skip that to make sure she can get out alive. Okay, so Kiara has speed booster, but taikalanne has his super missiles finally, and a lot of information about areas Kiara hasn't been to. So we'll see how that plays out. The way taikalanne is farming makes me think he has a heated run to even get back to where he was. So we'll see what he ends up doing. Yeah, Maglite room. It's never fun. You can get through this room on surprisingly low health because the fireballs these guys spit out at you can drop health and other things. So you can kind of farm those as you're going. Oh no. Oh no, this is not good. What's down below? Hopefully it's not heated. He has enough health to get there, but definitely not enough to get back. Another heated room. Oh, into blue hoppers. That's unfortunate. This is a lot. Oh, did he go down Mickey Mouse room to get there? No. It would have been filled in on the map. Where did he go? Was it Torian? Might have been Torian. There was also the elevator down the taikalanne didn't check. But yeah, this is rough, dude. Oh, main hall elevator he had to get back through anyways, I think. If that was yeah, it was Torian. Oh no. Man. I didn't see if Taika went down a one-way to get to Indiana Jones there. So that might be why he's reverting here. Yeah, that's really rough. Okay, Kiara. Croc Speedway, that's what we saw before. So this is somewhere taikalanne has actually been. He's actually been over here. He didn't have speed to get here quickly. But we are back in Norfair. Mother Brain. Kiara's finding Mother Brain herself now. This is wreck ship, by the way. I don't think we've seen landing site yet, though. taikalanne going back to Big Pink. Ooh. Ooh, that's an unfortunate fall from Kiara. She's dead. Rip. Alright, taikalanne going back across main hall. Yeah, looks like he is committing to those super missiles. Ooh, this hurts, but he made it. Dragon also on wreck ship? Okay, I didn't spot that. That does mean our runners don't have to worry about Dragon until it's time to do Mother Brain. Okay, Kiara is back in Meridia. She didn't like what she saw in Norfair. So she just check in somewhere else. Ooh, taikalanne reverting again. I didn't see where he was. Oh, the crab got him? Yep. Okay, so is it just main hall into Main Street? Okay, so he can get back with those super missiles. I think he just wanted to check other regions, other areas first, instead of turning back. So he's committed. He's committed to going this direction to get these supers, which I think is good. At this point, it's the only way to salvage any of the work that he's already done. Because the other option is going back to Criteria for that screw attack room super, which again, I don't think he knows is in logic. I don't think Kiara knows it's in logic. Because she did the spring wall jump, which is not what the seed expects, because it's much harder than most of the spring ball jumps you see. Oh boy, that crab almost got him again. That is terrifying. Okay, so Kiara is back here at Croc Speedway. Gonna take the save this time. Okay. Oh, there's two majors over here that Kiara spotted. Is this through... Oh, Plower House. Okay, Plasma makes this better. There is very specific movement you can do to dodge all of these big boy enemies, but with Plasma you can kill them relatively quickly, so there's not really a need with this much health. A space jump for Kiara. And Gravity Suit. Gravity Suit is very nice. I don't recall, like, there's not a lot that Gravity specifically does for you here, I think, that you couldn't already do. It speeds your movement up quite a bit in water rooms, but in terms of rooms they couldn't navigate, I don't think there were any that really opens up for them. Yeah, Taika over here doing the main street climb with spring ball and high jump to get back with his super missiles. All right, so Kiara's back in Caterpillar Room. There's Mother Brain. No, that's Dragon. Never mind. Okay, so she looks like she... I didn't see what the bottom left or Dragon was here. We'll hope it's a dry room so she can do a cross room jump to get out. Otherwise, her two op... Oh, wait, no, she has gravity. What am I saying? She's fine. She has gravity suit. She just got that. So for as crazy as this has been, Kiara isn't terribly far from go mode. She needs a lot more supers, but she knows where at least 3 of them are if she chooses to go back for those. Okay, Kiara gonna do the slow grapple kill. There are setups to do the lower turrets on the left and right. But if you just let Dragon grab you, you'll take a bunch of hits along the way. But this top left one, she actually sways wide enough so you can grapple onto the top left one as she swings all the way left. Nice clean kill from Kiara. Okay, there are some X's in the North Fair Reserve Room to the left with space jump that this becomes much more reasonable. This is a very tough room to learn the movement for. Okay, power bombs. I mean, at this point, you probably still don't say no to those power bombs, because only having 5 kind of sucks. With bombs, it's not as bad, but still, you never. It's very nice to not have power bomb count always on your mind. So you can just kind of zoom through rooms and not have to worry about farming up. Oh no. Taikalanne made it back to the elevator. But his farm is the B-Tom room. So he's gonna try to get across main hall on just this. Okay. He's going left to right. Oh no, that's... wow. Taikalanne is having a very rough go of it. He's been so far out of logic for so long. He finally found a super pack, and the path back is just painful. He does have another option. Doesn't look like he spotted it. I'm just now realizing. With the super missiles, he can go back across X-Ray Hall, which is not heated, instead of going across the main hall elevator. You would need super missiles to get back into Big Pink, but because he found super missiles down in Indiana Jones, that is an option now. Okay, Kiara finding Fan Tune. Okay, slow round 1. Mid on round 2. Looks like another mid, maybe? Yep. Slow mid. And another mid. 3 mids, not bad. Nice Fantune kill from Kiara. Trucking along, we know where Ridley is. I don't think we've located Kraid yet. That's one thing Kiara doesn't have in terms of information. And then she needs to find a way to kill Ridley. But we know Ridley is in Criteria. Oh no, Taikalanne is back in West Ocean. Looking for these super missiles. He knows these are super missiles, but the problem is getting back. There is a cross-room jump you can do, but I think it requires 5 tiles of runway, which he does not have. Then the other option is just a double spring ball jump. He was also trying a flatly spring ball jump earlier, but he didn't. He gave up on that pretty quickly, so maybe he's just gonna try that now. Okay, screw attack and charge for Kiara. So you could call this go mode, but this is not an easy Ridley by any stretch. This is 7 tanks, and she only has 10 supers, so you'd be doing a lot with charge beam. I would be kind of surprised if Kiara felt comfortable with this Ridley. It's doable, but it's not fun. Okay, Kiara exploring further down single chamber and speed hall. There was an item down. There is an item down here. Looks like a major. Very astute. Okay, she's go mode. She just needs to find Kraid now. It has to be said though, she definitely doesn't feel like she's in the lead, because the path to get here has just been insane. Okay, so taikalanne is I like what he's doing here. I think this is a good idea. It should work if he can get the timing for the spring ball jump, but that's pretty tough. So the way spring ball jumps work, you have to. The simple explanation is you jump, you pause with spring ball turned off, and then you turn spring ball on, and then when you unpause, you can do a spring ball jump midair. There are a lot of nuances to it. For one, you have to be morphed before the pause fade out happens, before it completes. So you can't pause too late. You can't morph and then, or you can't pause too early. You can't pause and then like morph right as the pause is fading out. So there's that timing to consider. The other thing is you have to be moving upward for the spring ball jump to actually work. If you start falling, you cannot spring ball jump anymore midair. So what Taika is going to have to do here with this method is he has to get close to the peak of his jump, then he has to pause and very quickly morph and do all of that so the fade out happens before he has started falling from the initial jump. And he has to do that late enough so he still has the horizontal momentum to get past the ceiling there. So there's a lot of quick inputs here, and the timing is going to be very tight. I honestly don't know that this is any more lenient than the double spring ball jump. It might be just as strict on the timing. But this should be possible, I believe. If it's not, it's very close to being possible. Okay, Kiara in big pink, collecting a bunch of extra stuff. She's gonna find Lava Dive, probably go through there, find the map, and we'll see if Kraid is actually here. Okay, so she's going... Wait, was this the way to the map? I'm not sure, actually. We do know Indiana Jones is down here with some super missiles. Let me see if I can... Oh, taikalanne now is trying to do a wall jump to get up. Again, I don't know. I don't think this one is possible. Because you have to still morph to get through the tunnel at the top. Yeah, it looks like he gave up on that pretty quickly. Let me see if I can find if that flatly jump is even a thing. Okay, Kiara has the Torian map. No Recraid here. Still just scanning through the logic page to see if I can spot the strat that taikalanne is trying to do here. Oh, that's interesting. There's a crossroom jump into spring ball jump. But that looks like it has 4 tile runway with speed booster. So no, that's not it then. Double spring ball jump is expert. There's a crossroom spring ball bounce unmorph with speed. Okay, no, we don't have speed. So there's variants without speed booster, but again, I'm trying to see if the thing the taikalanne is trying is real. Okay, now it looks like he's going for a crossroom jump. Again, this is a thing. I don't know if you can do it with a 4 tile runway. Yeah, I'm not seeing that strat on the page, but there's a lot of stuff here. I could just be missing it. All right, so Kiara is now in Norfair. Still in Norfair, I should say. Back in main hall. Still trying to locate Kraid. Yeah, that flatly jump that taikalanne was trying to do looks possible. Just barely. But yeah, with this equipment, double spring ball jump is going to be the preferred method, which is still expert difficulty, so like very, very not in logic, but he's kind of slim on options at this point. Okay, Kiara just opting to run through this Metroid room because she has screw attack and double suit. There's only so much they can do. Kiara's moving quickly, which makes me think she has a plan. I didn't see if she got the Norfair map. She did, okay. So probably there's no Kraid here, so she's just getting out as quickly as possible to go find Kraid, because she does not need more equipment at this point. She has nearly full beam combo. She has double suit, high jump. screw attack, speed, space jump. There's really not anything in the game she can't do at this point. Back in criteria, we know Ridley's here. I'm trying to think of areas we haven't seen. We've seen Torian, we've seen Wreck Ship, we've seen Norfair, we've seen Criteria, we've seen Meridia. So Bryn? Have we seen Brinstar yet? Yeah, Taika unfortunately is just in a really rough spot here. Looks like he's reverted out again, going for the Indiana Jones supers again. Yeah, again, this was just some really obscure logic in the early game. Kiara ended up finding the correct path, but the way she did it wasn't even the logical way to do it. She did a more difficult trick than what the logic expected. But I didn't even know the logical trick until both runners were stumped by it, and I went and looked it up. So like this one is just really unfortunate, because neither runner had a good option for finding first super missiles. They were both on the same path for a while until they got to that one crab hole room, where Kiara was trying to double spring ball jump, but both runners ended up just giving up on it after a while, and going somewhere else. All right, we finally found Kraid. No quick kill because Kiara doesn't have the super missile ammo. Yeah, that crossroom jump in Crab Hole, like you said, it's very not in logic. In my experience, at least, you need like a 5-tile runway. I don't know if it's possible on the 3 or 4 that he had. You need a decent bit of momentum to make that work. It's also just really hard. Alright. Taika picking up the super missiles once again. Can he get back? I keep meaning to watch, but I keep forgetting to see the path between Main Street and Main Hall. Alright, that's a save for Kiara. All she has to do is go kill Ridley and then go back to Mother Brain. I don't recall if we've seen the ship. It could be in Bryn, if our runners haven't seen it yet. Okay. This is a 24-shot Ridley, minus any super missiles that Kiara would use. Okay. Taikalanne back in X-Ray Hall. Oh, this is... Don't die, please. If he makes it back across, he will be able to save with his super missiles. Ooh, that's scary. And he makes it. Okay. Good keeping a cool head. When you get hit by that waiver and get knocked down on the spikes, it's easy to like panic or just mistime your jumps and get hit by the spikes and then run out of iframes. It can be a lot. So good on him keeping a cool head, making it back out with those super missiles. Okay, that's a dead Ridley. GG's to Kiara. Yep, so Taika now has metal pirates. First one goes down easy. Very clean metal pirates from Taikalanne. Runs into a sand hole, which you can do with high jump. Not fun, but you can do it. Alright, so Kiara will just be making her way to Mother Brain here. This may or may not be a blind escape. I'm not sure. Okay, no, we have all the maps. Ship is in Bryn. Okay. She has all the information. Just needs to go finish off Mother Brain. Okay, Taikalanne now taking on Pantune. All right, chat. The time has come. Kiara is going toward Mother Brain. She'll be doing the fight momentarily, and then we get to guess. What do you think the escape timer will be? Ooh, Taika. Oh, that's unfortunate. You hate to see it. Suitless Pantune on 3 tanks is no joke, by the way. Okay, so Mother Brain 2 for Kiara. Again, this will be 24 shots minus the super missiles. The mother brain is here in Wrecked Ship. Ship is in Brinstar, so it'll be, I think, quite a lengthy escape. I'm gonna say 250 on this one is my guess. Ooh, nice haircut from that catch-up. Okay, that's a dead mother brain. We're just gonna get the rainbow beam. We are damaging down a little bit, so she doesn't have to wait as long during the rainbow beam cutscene. Okay, I was way off. 155. Going down into Norfair? Did I misremember where Bryn is? Or is there just another path? Oh, okay, yeah. It's a different... I think this still connects to Wreck Ship, but I think Croc Speedway was in between, is why she had to go this way. So just a little bit more here. I think there was a Bryn connector at the top, maybe? I can't remember this map. It's been a long race. Okay, yeah, there's the Bryn connector. It was like northwest somewhere over here. Okay, Taika back on Fantoon. Okay, yeah, just up this elevator and that's it. Yep. Yara. I've done that plenty of times myself, where you shoot the door, you hold forward, you're like, okay, I can look away from the screen real quick. But the door didn't open, and then, yep, you're just standing there awkwardly. I think Kiara's peeking the race room, like, she has to feel so behind at this point. But this has been a rough seed. Very, very rough seed. GG's, get your GG's in chat. Congratulations to Kiara for finishing that atrocious nonsense of a seed in 132.57. Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break here. Our runners are gonna sort out what they're gonna do for the next race. Hopefully it's a little more friendly to both runners.
I'll step in while words out just a minute. We have game two here between Kiara and Taikalanne.
Hi,
Looks
I'm
like.
so
Oh,
sorry. I have been muted this entire time. I've been yapping away, not realizing I'm muted. I'm sorry, D Rocky. That is totally my bad. Hello, chat. Thank you, D Rocky. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Hi, everyone. Hello. This is game 2 of Kiara versus taikalanne. Yeah, game 1 had an unfortunate weird logic that stumped both of our runners and slowed things down quite a bit. This one hopefully will go a lot faster. We have gravity 9+1. This basically simulates double suits, where essentially it tries to make it as if you have very suit and gravity suit without actually giving you both. So it gives you gravity suit, which lets you navigate all the water rooms, and then it gives you a bunch of health so you can navigate all the heated rooms. Okay, Kiara finding charge. Both runners finding missiles at different locations. So until now, they both have essentially the same equipment. Kiara found power bombs before finding morph. That was a little surprising there. taikalanne finding thread the needle room. This one kind of sucks if you don't have morph ball or good options for killing all these enemies. With this health, it's better, but you're still tanking a lot of hits if you try to go through quickly. Ooh, taikalanne finding grapple beam. Oh, misses the second crumble jump. Yeah, that's not in logic yet, but it's very gettable. It's just, as you saw, pretty risky. It's a very tight window to make the jump off of those crumble blocks. If you fall down through, you're just stuck in the Golden Teresa room. And you're not... with this equipment, you really can't do any damage to Golden Teresa, so you're just taking a death there, unfortunately. Okay, Kiara also making her way through Thread the Needle. Again, a pretty late morph timing. Like both seeds so far. The first game and then this game. It's taking a while to locate morph ball. Because Kiara has these power bombs, but they don't really give her anything over taikalanne because you can't use the power bombs without morph ball. Okay, Kiara finding the grapple on her own. Looks like she doesn't want to try the crumble jump. Understandable. That is, it's a tough jump. And again, it is not in logic to do that crumble jump. A lot of runners will just do it anyway, because it's quick and it a lot of times is worth it. But the logical way to do that would be with either bombs or power bombs. You can lay a bomb at the ledge, then scoot the morph ball just a few pixels to the right, and then the bomb will launch you across that gap. It gives you just enough distance to make it across. So it's a slower setup. You end up taking more heat damage, but it's a safe method that pretty much guarantees you get across if you do it correctly. Grapple puts X-ray and logic at aqueduct nearby. Yeah, that's a good call actually, D-Rocky. Yeah, so in aqueduct, there are 2 items in the top right. Normally, you charge a speed booster on the bottom and then spark up through some speed booster blocks. But it is possible to clip on a snail, get a snail at a precise height and then clip through the floor to get that without speed booster. You can do that with gravity suit. Logically, the seed will expect you to have X-ray scope for that. But yeah, if it's giving you grapple, that puts the Mama Turtle item in logic, which puts the Aqueduct item in logic without needing speed booster. Okay, taikalanne finding the top of Spore Spawn. Kiara is gonna locate the X-ray visor here. But she can't, again, she can't get it with this equipment. I don't know if it's possible at all to get it. There are like a lot of out of logic options. I think there's like maybe a speedy jump, there's a bomb jump, there's a power bomb jump, there's a spring ball thing, I think. But none of those options are really available to our runners because we don't have morph. Help them find morph. It's over there. Go over there. You'll find it. Okay, Kiara checking a couple heated rooms, not finding much. We don't have super missiles, so we can't do the crab gate through single chamber. Yeah, taikalanne just covering Kiara's steps right behind. See an empty pedestal. Yeah, in these special settings where you start with items, instead of putting a filler item like extra missiles or anything, the game will simply remove those items from the item pool, which means there will be some item locations that just have nothing on them. It looks like... Okay. taikalanne finding single chamber. Gonna check these doors, get the unfortunate news that there's nothing really he can do here. Kiara finding speed hall. And on the other side, we have an E-tank. Wonderful. A nice refill. Now we're on 10+1. This is the Spore Spawn Super Missiles item. It's a one-way. You could go down and check. Kiara choosing not to. E. Yeah, because I think this is... Was this off of Wreck Ship Shaft? Yeah, so the way back from that Spore Spawn Supers item would likely be through the bottom of Wreck Ship Shaft, and you need Morph Ball to be able to do anything with that. Oh, do we have Morph? Speed Booster! Okay, well there goes your theory of it being Aqueduct. Or at least being X-Ray for Aqueduct. It was a good theory, I liked it. But was not the actual progression, unfortunately. And also, unfortunately, we still don't have Morph. Okay, Taika going down the Spore Spawn Supers. There is an item down here. Missiles, okay. And Dragon is here. Yeah, 10 missile Dragon is not fun. I don't blame you for reverting there. Unfortunately, because his save is so far back, he's probably not going to be finding that speed booster anytime soon. Okay, Kiara on Forgotten Highway. There's a heated room after she's already been to. I'm curious what she's going for here. Oh, Croc Speedway. Yeah, speed booster will unlock this. There's a map here too. I'm sure she'll love to have that. All right, where is our morph ball? There's a sandpit item that requires morph, so it's not that. Pit room has an X, which we can't get. Ridley's over there. So it's not in Bryn. Morph Ball is not in Brinstar. Taikalanne also scanning his criteria map, trying to find something he can do. It looks like Charge Beam is up there. Okay, so he... Wait. Is Charge Beam the one up at top of Climb? We might have reverted out of that, actually. Okay, Kiara finding super missiles. Very nice. Still looking for morph, though. Okay, Kiara finding Aqueduct, getting more power bombs and more missiles. Yeah, at this point, I think she's just going to be collecting some stuff on the way to a new region. You don't want to skip everything, but you still desperately need that morph ball. Oh, she's going for this major over here, but yeah, I don't know if she realized the route requires morph. High jump. Oh no, she soft locked. Rip. Don't go out of logic when you don't have morph. That is very good advice, actually. Okay, so looks like she's going back through Croc Speed, but yeah, just retracing her steps. Are we gonna re-grab those supers? Would be my guess, is the main thing she wants over here. Yeah, she's gonna have to go to somewhere else, either Criteria or I think Norfair was the other region we saw. Oh, can she not go back from Croc Speedway? Look at the map next time she pulls it up. Top of Aqueduct is PB locked. Oh. I saw bottom left door in Aqueduct. That goes back to here. Yeah, I think you're right. Man, this is mean. This is a very mean map. Because it gives you speed and it's like, oh, you have speed booster. You should go this way. But she has PBs. Uh-huh. Transport near West Ocean. What does the sand pit go to? I mean, yeah, no, she has to come through the sand hall. Yeah, so that's not helpful either. Yeah, that's sketchy. It might be possible to get back with that, but I think at this point you just cut your losses and go look for morph. You got your map. That's what you needed. Just go back to Criteria or Norfair. Okay, Taika going back for his charge beam. Speed puts both right side ship doors in logic. True. Yep, Kiara reverting, spotting that she doesn't have a way back after going through Croc Speedway. So where does she go next? Wait. No, wait, what is this? What was this direction? I forgot already. Oh yeah, she's in Norfair. Oh, she's gonna go down here and get the same bad news that Taika got. Woohoo! More chaos. She could technically kill Dre. Uh-huh. Yeah, you can do that. Smile. Easy. Okay. Yeah, top right of ship might be it. That might be the logic here. I'm not seeing many other options. You could charge a spark to get across the bottom left of climb. You could technically build a car from scratch too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Kiara with the speed booster is definitely in the lead, but she's checked enough places that were not the way forward. That it's very possible for Taika to catch up here because it looks like he's headed back down to where Speed was. Okay. Kiara nodding her head like she has a plan and she sees a way forward. So hopefully she spots one of the options up here in Criteria. Yeah, so definitely the most sensible option is just top right of ship. My mischievous brain wants to see it be bottom left of climb, because that would be the more creative solution by far. Kiara struggling a little bit with pre-plasma room. Makes it up. Oh. Oh. Taika is here with grapple beam. So that's a thing. Okay. This is a thing you can do. Grapple beam makes the fight reasonable. But I find it very unlikely that this is gonna work out. Because grapple is also, I believe, out of logic. I don't think... Oh. Well, this is not the way forward. Because I don't think sparking up this room is logical. It might be. But I want... maybe? Wait. I've never had to do this, so like... This feels very weird to me, but it looks like it might work if there's a gap. Oh, well, she tried to diagonal jump. If this is logical, I bet you're supposed to spark up the right side, but that might still bonk the floor up there. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to switch the audio. Okay, nicely done by Kiara. I feel like that movement is not going to be logical. Could be wrong. I should look that up actually at some point. Not now, because I've got commentary to do. But I'm gonna make a note to look that up. Where is it? That room. Okay, so Taika has killed Dragon for the moment. We'll see if he has to revert out. This goes to... Oh, well, he's stuck. Yep. As D-Rocky said very wisely, don't break logic when you don't have morph. You are crumble jumping for this grapple. Okay. So once again, I don't think top right of ship is logical here. The door is, but getting up that room without grapple, I don't think is in logic, which means we still need to find another path. Parlor blocks, yeah. Parlor speed has come up quite a lot, actually. Yeah, definitely, it's going to be helpful for Kiara to have this grapple, because you got to get it eventually. So better now than later. As long as you can save with it. Okay, and then grapple beam is not considered filler in the map rando logic. So it means grapple will likely be required at some point. Again, it's not logical yet without something like spring ball or bombs or space jump. Taika's still not finding speed booster. This is a really unfortunate overlook. Because it was down there in wreck ship shaft somewhere. He did grab it? Okay, okay. Okay, cool. Sorry. I'm used to auto tracking, so like even on my own races, I'm like, wait, did I pick this up? I go look at my auto tracker, and it's just, yeah. Sometimes I forget we have to manually track things. Also, shout out to our tracker, D-Rocky. Both, oh, Kiara doing the same thing. No, I can understand why you would think this is the way, because you don't know if it loops. If it does loop, then yeah, you can kill Dragon with grapple. This, like, everything Kiara is doing is logical, but the way back is not. That's the problem. But neither runner has the map for this area, so yeah. So once again, both of our runners getting tripped up by some unfortunate knowledge checks in the logic. We are going to do the slow grapple kill once again. If you're not familiar with the setups for the bottom left or the bottom right turrets to grapple to, you can just let Dragon grab you, slap you a few times, and then grapple at the top. Boop. And that's a dead Dragon. You need a lot of health to do this method, but it is possible. And this is, I think that's the logical exploitation in hard. I don't think hard logic expects you to do the bottom turret setups. It expects you to just take a certain number of hits on the way up. Yeah, that's understandable, because she's gonna have to revert. She doesn't know that, but we know that. And red fish room incoming. Yeah, I was, yep. But what about grab jump? Yeah. Yeah, they came in through a one-way into Dragon, so there's just no way out. All right, so, taikalanne getting speed booster is not going to be stumped by a similar set of things as Kiara was. Hopefully, he doesn't remember... Wait, he has the map for Croc Speedway. Of course he remember that. He went down this way, so he's going to get the same detour. Hopefully, he realizes quickly enough that he doesn't have a way back. Because currently that knowledge puts Kiara in a pretty sizable lead here. They have the same equipment, but Kiara has just checked more things and realized that that stuff is out of logic. He could get the Shine Spark, true. true. That would let him keep his super missiles, which I don't think does a ton for us. Okay, he spots it quickly, so he's back in North Air. So both runners at basically the same spot now. Oh, need morph to get to grade. Oops. All right, Kiara is back at the ship. So what's your plan here? What has she spotted that she's going for next? Yep, okay, Parlor. Bubble Mountain, this is an item and a map. This could also be Fantoon. With this health, this Fantoon is very doable. And Gravity. Morph Ball is right there, finally. That was an adventure. 28-minute morph, and it's not even that crazy. Kiara morph. I mean, I wouldn't even call that overlooks. Like, the speed booster was very far away from Parlor, and there were a lot of other speed checks you could do on the way back, even if you knew morph was here. So, like, I think that's, for this seed, is actually a reasonable time to get morph. You can go to Aqueduct from here. That's pretty nice. Oh, GT has a major. That's interesting. You're gonna check it. I respect the play. That is one of the most frustrating things. Outside of Spore Spawn, that's like the worst situation of a boss door not locking behind you. Because you can be trying to like wall jump behind it and then just take the bump and get pushed back out the door. GT said no. Ice at GT, yep. Ice Beam is, that's honestly really good info. Because if you come back later with equipment that can quickly kill GT, you can just grab ice so you don't have to Zeb skip. But also, if you don't have equipment that can quickly kill GT, you can just say, I'm just going to go to Mother Brain, because killing the Zebs is about as fast as killing GT. So taikalanne getting Morph Ball himself, so he is right behind Kiara right now. Kiara taking a few extra detours and taking a little bit longer to realize the stuff that was out of logic, or like that she didn't have a return route from Croc Speedway. More power bombs for Kiara. Kiara, so both runners do know where super missiles are, and they should be able to get back now with those. They also know there's a major in a sand pit here. I believe it was high jump, if I saw correctly. There could also be a second major here. Okay, Taika also back in Aqueduct. Yeah, for all the confusion in the early game of the seed, both of our runners are pretty much at the same spot, which is always great to see. Love to see a nice close race. Oh, those crumble blocks are a pain. Yeah, so you can, similar to Alcatraz, you can just wall jump morph to get up, but getting the height right can be tricky. Now we got some trickier movement. They both get up. You can use a power bomb here, but being you only have power bombs, you don't want to use more of those than you have to. Kiara opting to skip the reserve tank, so is Taika, because they have plenty of health already. You don't really need that. All right, looks like we're probably gonna loop back around to Aqueduct. Yeah, the other option is Croc Speedway. Okay, no, Taika going Croc Speedway. We are taking those super missiles. I don't believe those were the ones we got before. Yeah. That's definitely... our runners do have charge. So, like, if we can get some beams, it's not critical to have those super missiles, but not knowing if you're gonna run into good beam combos or Varia, I think grabbing those supers is just always good. Yeah. The other sandpit would have been really nice too, with those X's, but I think the major is just too tempting. Yeah, CF ammo is good too. Okay, getting 2 stand-ups for Kraid. I guess Taika is very slightly in the lead right now, so we'll switch audio over there. Always be grabbing missiles. I don't know if I can agree with that. I would agree with always be grabbing supers. But missiles, after a while, you don't need anymore. All right, so now where do we go? Not much on the to the right, so it looks like we're going back to West Ocean. There's also a path up to Criteria. No more majors here. We'll see if our runners go for the X's in the other sand pit. Those could be quite valuable. Taika still hasn't picked up his extra supers. Okay, he's going back for him now. Oh yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, the supers would have been good for Kraid. But Taika wanting to get them on the way out instead of on the way in. Okay, so this... What was the Ridley... Ridley to top left? I don't think so. They should be objective marked. This isn't random objectives. No, that's Batcave. Yep, Kiara and Taika both skipping the X's. Alright, we're back to Criteria. Our runners get to game plan where they want to go next. They both know that X-ray scope is the item at Mama Turtle, so they're likely not going back for that. They have Torian access with power bombs. It looks like Bryn access at the top of Climb. I think we've already been to Bryn. I think. Oh, Ridley is in, I already forgot where that was. Was that Norfair? Can't remember now. Meridia? Bryn. Wait, so what was top left? Okay, I'm misreading the map all over the place. Hi, Amphitheater. Okay, is Kiara making her way to Torian? I kind of expect Taika to go the same way, yeah. So both runners going to Torian here. Missile and Crumble Shaft. Kiara tried for it, probably won't bother a second attempt. Another hazard tape. This is Amphitheater again. All right. Okay. Kiara finds Fish Tank. Probably Yoink Room, yeah. Hazard tape with a save on the other side. Kiara might have already seen that even. Yeah, that's Yoink Room, 100%. Kiara getting grabbed, but she has health. She should be fine. Ooh, Bottoon E-Tank. We have speed, or not E-Tank, Bottoon Hallway. We have speed. Yeah, Taika right behind her. Our runners are neck and neck right now. And you are rewarded with power bombs. We have crystal flash ammo now. Let's go. Yeah. Taika making a face. He's not too happy about that either. Kiara getting grabbed again. Hopefully she can get out quickly. 2 Metroids, that's a lot. She should be fine. Yeah. Got the iframes on the Rinka. Yeah, Taika handles this room. Ooh, he brought the left Metroid with him, which is dangerous, but it's out with plenty of health to spare. No. Just the power bomb, that's it. You did not miss anything. Filled your health and done a CF refill? Honestly, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. At the ammo station there. Okay. Kiara finding another X, more supers. Halfway to Ridley damage. Yeah, because I mean, at this point, I think once you find enough supers, you're go mode, essentially. He's got more than enough health for a suitless Ridley. I guess we don't have a can fly for every situation, but speed does cover a lot. Okay, Taika finding Amphitheater, the other side of Amphitheater. Just gonna loop back. He just got a missile out of this, so not Not anything special. Assuming he even got the missile and crumble shaft, I don't know. Yeah, this is not the health he wants to be at right now. I don't know if he saved at, after Yoink Room up there. It looks like he did. Yara in the same spot. There is another door at Fish Tank. Yep. Kiara trying to kill the Yapping Maw with a super missile, but it did not cooperate. Yeah, no, it's really cool to see the runners being like doing the same stuff so many times, like being together on the same stuff. Let me rephrase that. Taking up quite a lot here. Okay, looks like Taika gonna check bottom of worst room in the game. Once again, this is essentially in logic. If they have a farm at the bottom to get back up, even if they didn't have a farm, it probably still is logical to get across or to get up and down. Because this is a lot of health that our runners have here. Oh, Kiara farming at Yapping Maw. This is a creative choice for sure. Grapple makes it, like, pretty reasonable, though. Okay, Taika finding Main Street that has an item and it gets you closer to the map. Power bombs for the speed check. Missiles for the other item. And a save at the top. Oh, Kiara's farming for worship in the game. I get it now. That makes sense. You don't need a ton of health to get down, but it's definitely very scary. Okay, Kiara makes it down. Finds X-ray Hall. Oh, Kiara, be careful, please. We don't like to see those spike hits. That's, I guess, 30 damage with gravity, so it's not as bad. Still hurts. Okay. Taika finding a farm. Lava farm tunnels. Not the fastest farm, but keeps you alive. Okay. Free Spazer room. Gonna get the map here. This could be Fantoon. It is Fantoon. Ooh. Alright, we have gravity, so this isn't a crazy Fantoon fight. To me at least, the thing that makes Fantoon especially hard a lot of the time is the fact that without suits, each flame does 40 damage. With one suit, it still does 20 damage, but that's like much more reasonable to handle because you can actually gain positive health without getting health bombs and such. Getting back up the worst room in the game. Yeah, they have a good farm. They have the equipment. They can kill the pirates. They have high jump. They can do the wall jump. Like, this is... It's a doable worst room in the game, but it's tough. I didn't see if there was a save down here. Save at the top of Main Street. Oh, I mean, they have gravity. That's not bad. So yeah, it's gonna be a slow farm to even get there, but also we were talking about sync before. Love to see both runners on Fantoon at the same time. It's great. Alright. Kiara probably just needs one more super to kill here. Taika is pretty close to that. Hard to say. Okay, Kiara just gonna... Okay. Finishing off Fantoon. So that puts Kiara very slightly in the lead now. Very slightly. Alright, so now the question is, how do you handle your health and how do you get back up worst room in the game? Is the wall jump in worst room in the game logical? Like, after you've killed all the pirates, does Hard expect you to make that wall jump? Okay. It's something I've kind of taken for granted because I've seen it in PRKD runs forever. I'm just like, oh yeah, you can do that, but there's some things in PRKD that like you look at and you're used to seeing it, but it's just not in hard logic. Both runners waiting for that block to reform because you can drop down and do a crumble jump to get back up, but it's pretty rough. All right, who gets better farming RNG? They're both at full ammo, so they should only get health drops here. Taika just taking this and going, but he does have to make it back up worst room in the game. I think you need to farm to full here, unless you want a crystal flash. Ooh, bold play from Taika. Going this way without saving. I don't know if 3 tanks is good enough for this. This could be very bad, yeah. If he's quick enough to... No. Yeah, he sees it now. He sees it now. Okay, good. Like, please don't attempt this. This is crazy. Because he doesn't have the supers to kill the pirates and Crystal Flash. You are farming to full. Does she save? I think you really should save here if you're not confident in your worst room. Oh, he's doing a CF now, but then he won't have supers to kill the pirates. This is scary still. What? Oh no. No, not like this. Not like this. Need less than 50? Okay, I didn't know that. He also, for some reason, did he roll into the spikes for intentional damage? Okay, he did save before Fantoon. Which doesn't save a ton of time, but it saves some. You are saving after Fantoon. We'll see if she can get through worst room quickly here. I think Kiara just forgetting the route a little bit here. All right, Kiara making it across X-Ray Hall. Works from the game incoming. Is she gonna do the PRKD strat? No. You're just gonna power bomb them. You can kill these guys with super missiles. Power bombs also do damage, and they give you some iframes to be able to hitbox through them. This is very, very sketchy and scary right now. Yeah, the better way to do this is definitely to just use 3 supers to kill him, but Kiara gets through. Woo! Nice dodge. All right, she's up. She still has to deal with Sandhall, which is not trivial. The Evers here do 50 damage per hit, so she can take like 7 hits. But it's still kind of scary. Okay, she made it through back to Criteria. Is this the... This is... Right, okay. Back to climb. Ooh. Oh, Kiara, you're so brave. De-boosting through spiky death room to me is just asking for death, but... Yeah, it's been a rough seed. Morph was just before 30 minutes, and even that wasn't really surprising with the way the seed played out. This has been a pair of very tricky races, very puzzle seeds. Yeah, Ridley's up there. Kiara, I hope you will save soon. Please. Yeah, same. Do we see what's in Norfair? Yeah. There's a save down there in Norfair. Please, Kiara. Please go save. Thank you. All right. Taika has once again vanquished Fantoon and is farming up to go back up Main Street. I would hope he's going back up Main Street for that save. Okay, spooky missiles. He is a tank. Hey, that's a health refill. She kind of needs that right now. Okay, so we have significantly more access to Norfair now. Dragon is here, which we have grapple, so we can do that fight reasonably. And one would assume that we have a path back. Okay, we got a Fantoon locked item. Fantoon is dead, so we can do it now. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Mother Brain is here. So Kiara knows where the bosses are, the objective bosses. Taika not saving. He knows this is worst room in the game. Please just super missile. It only takes 3 super missiles to kill these guys. I get it if you want to save for CF, I guess. But power bombs is such a much more dangerous way of killing these guys. Especially now you've got to use your next one anyway. So you still can't CF. Alright, he should be fine. 4 tanks is enough if you can get this wall jump. Please. Please. Okay, he's up. 2 tanks. This is very scary. Okay, he's supering the top pirate. Okay, he should be fine. He still has to get through the sandall. He could go through butterfly room up top. That's the farm. Oh no. Ooh. Taika, you are scaring me. Please. Please don't die. Supering the Evers. Good, 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 good. Okay, he should be safe here. Alright, Kiara, meanwhile, is going to kill Dragon for the 3rd time this race. Not Kiara's 3rd, but both runners have killed Dragon once already. Dre is tired of dying, so she's not going to give the goop pattern. You can see the frustration on Kiara's face. Like, come on, do the thing. Dragon has I believe it's 50-50. On each attack, she has a 50-50 chance of swooping or gooping. And we just saw like 12 50-50s in a row that Kiara lost. Woo! Oh, she had it and then she let go. Okay, Taika, please do not die to this room. He should be fine, but after all of that, we don't want to see a death before ship. Okay, he's at the ship. He's gonna save, get a refill. We're good. Okay, so both runners have made it out after killing Fantoon. They both know where Dragon and Ridley are. Neither runner has a good solution for Ridley at the moment. They have plenty of health, but they don't have enough ammo to do the ammo kill. Kiara is further along in terms of progress on that. With 20 supers, Taika only has 10. We're going to need 30 supers to put the Ridley fight comfortably doable. And comfortable with a heavy asterisk. Because it's a suitless Ridley, which is never the easiest thing in the world. Okay, bombs for Kiara. Not the major she wanted, but she got super missiles along with it. So she has enough ammo to kill Ridley, but you would have to be using missiles for that, which is significantly slower DPS. That's 30. Okay. So Kiara's go mode. Has enough ammo for Ridley and Mother Brain. Doesn't even need that charge beam they got so early in this race. Just got 15 supers in 60 seconds, right? That does also mean if Taika follows a similar path, he'll get those pretty quickly as well. So he is behind, but not too far behind. Like a couple deaths to Ridley, which is far from like this. Again, this Ridley fight is far from guaranteed. So a couple deaths to Ridley could easily just swing this back in Taika's favor. Yara is struggling a bit with this gate glitch. I'm not really sure where she's going here. I guess she's trying for the map, but she doesn't need to. She has everything she needs. Just gotta go back to Ridley. Unless he just really wants Varia. Because Varia would be nice at this point, so you don't have to farm health between Ridley and Mother Brain. Oh, Mother Brain location. Yeah, you're right. Well, we found Big Pink. Big Pink does enjoy Mother Brain. Or not, Big... Mother Brain does enjoy Big Pink. That was weird. Also, spades are for Kiara. For the fans. And that's a dead Dragon for Taika. I keep forgetting to switch the audio during boss fights. So people can hear when the boss fight is happening. Yep, Mother Brain in big pink. So that's the info there. And it's several majors. One of these could be Varia even, which would be very convenient. You know, V-Rocky, I wasn't going to say it. Yeah, taikalanne is very not far behind right now. About to get these super missiles that Kiara just got. Yep, very true. Because there's still quite a few majors left on the table. This could be any combination of things. Wave beam here. Gives you more DPS on charge, not that you really need it. Yeah, most of those majors are kind of out of the way. Okay, Mickey Mouse has Spring Ball. Spring Ball and Wave for Kiara. Ice we've already seen. Plasma we have not seen. Space and Screw Attack we haven't seen. So there are 4 unknown majors left. Okay, Taika still needs another super pack. He hasn't found the Norfair map. So still doesn't know where Mother Brain is. Yeah, it seems like he's just going straight for Ridley instead of trying to find Mother Brain. Okay, Kiara bailing. Deciding the other majors are not worth the time. Yeah, wisely going around to the top right of Ridley because the top bottom left is a heated room. This will save you a bit of time and health during the fight. An extra super pack is always great. She has to go this way? Okay. Oh, right. Is that single chamber? That makes sense. Bunk. Bunk. You know, I think I just realized a surprisingly good way to line that up. If you can't, if you're not confident in getting the one tile lineup, because there's a crumble block on the right side. So if you break that crumble block and then just jump to the left and align yourself with the wall, you'll hit it every time. Anyway, hi Ridley. This is a suitless Ridley. Kiara making really good progress. She only needs to hit 30 super missiles to deplete all of Ridley's health. Then she needs to get grabbed to trigger the end of the fight. Doing a little bit of overkill never hurts. Now Ridley can be a troll here sometimes. He likes to whack you with his tail a lot. Fortunately, she gets grabbed on the second attempt with plenty of health to spare. Very nicely done. And now she can just leave. She's going through single chamber. Bold move. This is the faster route, but is scary because it's heated, and you only have... I mean, I say only 5 tanks. 5 tanks is plenty under normal circumstances, but still, it's a bit of pressure to put on yourself. Refill on the way to Mother Brain, that's good. Yeah, so Kiara is in full go mode. She knows where Mother Brain is. Taika will be not far behind. He unfortunately does not know where Mother Brain is. And Taika also is not full on ammo, so he's going to have to use a lot of missiles here to clean this fight up. 26 supers, and that's going to be 24 missiles that he needs to hit. Oh, he's got charge beam too, so he's doing that. 1, 2, 3. You're playing very risky here, I think. 1, okay. So he hit 3 charge shots. That's going to get him about halfway there on the damage he needs up on top of these supers. Taking a lot of hits here. Missed a super. Yeah, this is not looking good. Yeah, really giving him a lot of swoops. For a super missile fight, you want a lot of pogos because you can just kind of stand on the left side there and shoot up. Spam those super missiles to get a lot of DPS. But if he gives you a lot of swoops, if you haven't practiced a lot of how to deal with that particular pattern, it's really hard to get your DPS in. There's a refill to her right. Also a farm here. I guess she didn't see the refill. She's just taking the farm instead. This is still a good farm. Not the fastest. A full refill station would be better because you just get max resources instantly, but this is still a fast farm. Oh, that's unfortunate for Kiara. She managed... This is... Farming this bug spot with wave beam can be kind of tricky. Because if you shoot too early, you can kill the bugs below the floor. And then you can't grab the drops, and then the bugs don't spawn again until you collect the drops. So it can be kind of tricky if you're not paying careful attention. Alright, Kiara leaving with slightly less than 30 supers. He probably is feeling the pressure. I don't know if she feels behind here, but she definitely doesn't feel very far ahead, because up until worst room in the game, she was not ahead. They were both at the same place at that point. So very, very reasonable and I would say wise decision to be not wasting time farming extra stuff. She will get a speed zeb skip here. Or not. Okay. She tried, I think. That looked like that she was trying. She has the runway. You can go underneath, diagonal spark up, and then clip through the zeb. Normally we do that with ice beam, but without ice beam, speed booster is another good option. Taika, unfortunately, dying to Ridley again. Yeah, looks like she's just going to go to another refill. I mean, she has to at this point. Well, no, she has charge. She has charge, not plasma. So she could do the charge beam fight, but on this health, that's pretty risky. You only have 6 full tanks at the moment. All right, Taika trying Ridley for the 3rd time. Alright, getting a few charge shots in. Looks like a double pogo, which is good for Taika. Okay, Ridley is at half health, which means 15 supers from this point on will kill. Taking a few hits here. Not what you want to see. And now we're going to see a swoop, which is going to slow down the DPS. Yeah, this is where it gets tough. Okay, Mother Brain meanwhile is, or Mother Brain, Kiara meanwhile is on Mother Brain. The ship, I didn't write it down this time. Whoops. Ship was, I want to say, not terribly far. We're in Norfair here. I think ship was in Bryn. Yeah, it feels really rough for Taika. Suitless Ridleys are hard. It's easy to just get stuck in a death loop when just like you feel like I have to do Ridley right now with this equipment, and it's just, yeah, it sucks when he's not cooperating. Kiara is now done with Mother Brain, so get your guesses in chat. What do you think the escape timer will be? I was way off last time, but I'm still gonna guess 145 this time. Got a nice variety in guesses. 105, 2 minutes, 215. Because I think it was just in Bryn. It's a number. Ooh. Solid yes. 140. Okay, I was actually close that time. But unfortunately, no one got it exactly right, so no one wins the metaphorical cookie. Alright, come on, Taika. You got this. Can he get the Ridley kill before Kiara finishes? Okay, he's at half health. If he gets a pogo here, I think he'll be fine. It's another swoop. Yeah, this is tough. There's the pogo. Okay, this is gonna be close. I don't think he has enough health. Okay, Ridley's dead. He just needs to get grabbed. Hold. Oh, no, he went back to another pogo. Yep. That's unfortunate. I think that was a dead Ridley, but getting grabbed at the end of the fight is really tough. Kiara taking a reset on escape. I didn't see what happened. Probably went the wrong way somehow. Right, back in wreck ship shaft. Okay, so she needs to go up to the top to Bryn, and then I didn't see what the path was after that. All right, Taika trying Ridley once more. Missed one super. All right, back in Bryn. Oh, was ship in Criteria? Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, looks like bottom or middle door, middle right door. Plasma spark room. And then this should be right at the ship after this room. Maybe one more room. Melt with chip. All right, get your GGs in chat. Kiara has now finished with an official race time of 1:32:57. Yeah, and Taika has now forfeited after getting the Ridley kill. GG's. GG's to Taika for finishing off that Ridley. Nicely done. Hello, Kiara. Welcome. GG's.
Oh, yo, GG's.
How did you feel about those two travesties of seeds?
Yeah, I mean, it's par for the course with the seeds I've rolled this tournament so far.
I mean, I rolled that first
those were not
one.
easy seeds. They were well, I think every seed I've played in this tournament has been trash. So
feels bad.
yeah, those were two stinkers. I think both of them had. I'm not entirely sure what the logical progression was, but I found a way through.
Yeah,
like,
the logic on the
I'm not
first one was
sure.
weird. We'll see if Taika joins the interview before I talk about that. But I did figure out the logic. It was something I hadn't even seen before being expected. But yeah, that was a crazy one.
Yeah.
Welcome, Taika.
Yeah, thanks. GG.
GG's.
GG's.
Those were two very, very tough seeds.
Yeah, at least logic-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
For
So
me,
I want to hear your theories on that first one. What do you think the actual logic would have been?
No idea.
Is that the one where I had to spring ball jump out of the super missiles?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. So if it's not that,
Yeah.
then I don't know what it was.
Yeah, so you're very close. I looked up the logic page. There's a very specific trick for that that screw attack room. It's a doorway spring ball jump. So you open the door, stand in the doorway, and then do a running jump and then spring ball jump out of that. Kiara was
okay.
very close, did a wall jump spring ball, which I've done before. And it's like,
yeah, it's
okay,
easier for me to do the wall jump spring balls than that.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's one of those things is like the wall jump spring ball is definitely not in hard logic. So I'm like, I'm sitting here like, it's possible to get out. The IBJ is too slow, but it's possible to get out, but it doesn't feel logical. So I actually just looked it up in the middle of the race, and it turned out it was the doorway jump.
Yeah, it was kind of gross.
Yeah, it was
overall.
very gross.
Yeah,
And
It
so
wasn't
both of
even,
you-
on top
yeah.
of that, like seed number 1 also had like an immense amount of backtracking that you had to do.
Mhm.
Everything was
ton,
super
yeah.
far apart. Ridley
Mhm.
was right at the beginning, so it's just like you had to come back and yeah.
Yeah, and every time in the first seed, when I thought I had progressed, then I realized I can't get back.
Mhm. Yep.
So many times. Yeah.
And yeah, I think both of you did a lot of the same things early on. I think you were both in West Ocean at the same time, through that one way. And I think Kiara was trying to double spring ball jump for a bit and then reverted out. And then Taika just stayed down in that area, tried a bunch of different things. Ended up finding supers very far away in that section at Indiana Jones, but still through that one way. So like very far out of logic.
They're like 4 super missile packs down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew going in I'd have to double spring ball jump out. So
Mhm.
I went and got the supers, and then I was like, let me see if there's anything else down here before I go try it. And just didn't have it in me today to get out. So. But I knew what I had to do to get out, so I just thought I could do it.
Yeah, those are tough.
By the way,
Double spring-
do you know if the trick that I tried with the turning jump and spring balling, is it even possible?
Yeah, I don't know. I was seeing that and I was looking it up, looking that up in the logic page as well. I didn't see an entry for it. For Kiara, what he was trying to do was doing a flatly to get into the gap and then spring ball jump from there instead of doing a double. If it's possible,
you can get in there, but I'm not sure how much speed you need coming into the room to do it. Where you do a turn
No, he was
around,
doing
you
it-
just shoot up. Yeah.
yeah, with the cross room jump. I don't know if you had enough runway for that.
Yeah.
But what
That's the
he
only
was
other way I
trying to
can
do
think
was
of
a flatly like turn around wall jump
it.
off the ledge in the room, like not cross room jump or anything. But yeah, I don't know if that's even possible. If it is, it's a very tight timing on like the morphing and the spring ball because you got to keep your horizontal momentum to not bonk the ceiling. So like I would say the spring ball jump is still less precise than what you were trying to do, if it's even possible at all.
Yeah, I cut my losses and was like, well, I'll get supers somewhere else. And
Yeah.
it kind of worked out with where you get supers by where crate is through that one way.
Mm-hmm.
Cause yeah, it's just like hunting for God, was that the one we were no, we were hunting for morph ball in this second to last seed. Yeah, I get it mixed up really quickly.
Yeah.
I know we had
You had late morph in both actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had it like half an hour, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, that second seed you were both like surprisingly close together. There were a few spots where you diverged and picked different paths, but for a good majority of the race, you were right next to each other. So you both got morph around the same time. Both fought Kraid at the same time. Both fought Fantoon at the same time. I think the spot where Kiara started to develop a real lead was after Fantoon. Taika went to worst room in the game. He started to leave and forgot it was worst room in the game. And then he tried to Crystal Flash, and then he had to turn back and re-kill Fantoon. It just cost him a lot of time, unfortunately.
And I think I would have had the if I got the Crystal Flash, but I somehow misdialed. I pushed like down and to the side, so I paused
Yeah.
spiked and died.
Yep. D-Rocky also said in chat you need less than 50. I haven't tested it myself, but if that's
Yeah, sub
true,
50
he was at exactly 50 health instead of 49. So it might not have worked anyway.
Yeah, that was a tough one. As soon as I saw Ice Beam, because I picked up Grapple by Golden Chorizo, and then I wanted to peek in there after I got the map to see what item it was. And as soon as I saw that was Ice Beam, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go for ammo because like we had Charge Beam and no other beams. I'm not gonna even bother. So that's when I started picking up a whole bunch of extra missiles and there are enough X's on the map, and I was secretly hoping that the item below Ridley was going to be an extra pack of supers just to make that less tight. Thankfully it was, so I didn't have to go farm again, because I had to farm like so many times for like Mother Brain because no Varia, so I couldn't, I didn't want to go in with like, I'm one hit away from death because you need the 7 E-tanks. I was like, I'm just going to take it safe and go refill.
No, that suitless Ridley is tough. Even on Gravity 9+1, it's just like there's so much to that fight, so many ways it can go wrong. It never hurts to have a little extra security.
This was my first time playing Gravity 9+1. I realized I've had the mindset that I can face tank like so much. I can just go and and then when I'm on low health, it takes so much time to get back full if you don't find any reasons.
That's the temptation. That's the problem with 9+1 is the farming.
Yeah, the big one also is whenever you have 9+1, the logic will always throw in a million hot rooms because you can just damage through them all, so they're more likely to show up. So I always try to not take too much damage for that, but if I see a hot room, I'm just going to go through it in 9+1. And yeah, that's I think where the real trick is. Like Varia, I swear, is never to be found in any 9+1 scene. I'm guessing it was like by Mother Brain, like to the top right of Big Pink.
That sounds reasonable. There's
I was gonna get it.
It's hard to say. I forgot to check the credits. But yeah, the settings on hard tricky in general tries to place the suits as late as possible. So, like, when you get Gravity 9+1, Ridley, I think, is the only thing that hard requires Varia in logic. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very late in progression when you finally get Varia.
If you do.
If you get Varia at all, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I was committed. Like I didn't need it. Even if it was there, I didn't think I needed it. Though I took a little bit too much damage going through the Zepatites, which sucked. So I didn't feel
Yeah.
confident going through. If I did that a little bit more cleanly, I probably would have just gone for it.
That would have been a lot of charge shots, though. You had what, wave Spazer?
Well, I still had like 28 supers.
True.
I would have had to burn a couple to take out the tank. But yeah, I probably would have had to throw in like an extra 20 hard shots in addition to not really getting hit by anything. Like, yeah, let's not waste my time.
Yeah, because I think you were exactly on 6 tanks leaving Mother Brain, so yeah, it would have had to be
It would have had to been perfect.
a hit list, yeah.
I could have done it, but I didn't want to stress about it.
Yeah. And then
I
if
was
you
like,
die
if I lose
there,
to
then
that, I'm
yep.
okay. I'm okay with that.
Yep. Well, GG's to both of our runners. Everyone in chat, make sure to follow our runners. Y'all have any final thoughts before we sign off here?
Nothing for me. GG's. Those were tough seeds. And thanks for commentating and tracking and doing the restream on short notice.
GG, and good luck on the next rounds.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
I think Kiara is moving. Let me see if I had the bracket a minute ago. Kiara will be moving on to face Oopla in round 2 of Copper Bracket.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see if I get any better seeds.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Get at least one good seed in the tournament, right?
Yeah, I'm like 0 for 6.
All right. Well,
They've all
that's
been
gonna do it.
Alzheimer's, let me tell you. So.
Yeah. The Super's logic was so crazy. All right, but yeah, well, that's going to do it for us. We have several other races happening right now. Shout outs to all the people putting in work on these. We are spread pretty thin as a crew right now. I've had a couple, 2 trackers have to leave at the end of the race because they have other races to work. So yeah, definitely go check out our other speed gaming channels. We got lots of map rando for you today, and several tomorrow, and so much more for the rest of this tournament. GG's again to both of our runners. Y'all played really well despite the painful seeds you had to suffer through. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. Thank you everyone for watching. We will see you next mission.
See ya.
Thank you.